Does Lou have a place for you?
Well, like you said, a lot of the Six Music listenership is based on drug addicts and drug abuse, and Lou does appeal to that user group.
Yeah.
I only know him mostly from the film Trainspotting, so he appeals to me on that level.
His music's used in that as opposed to...
His music is used in it, and he is mentioned a lot, as they are, of course, heroin addicts.
That's absolutely right. Well, there we are. I think what we've done there is we've won over any Six Music listeners who are perhaps tired of the fact we rarely talk about music. They're growing tired of that. They feel that our sort of rambling and inane chit chat is perhaps not what Six Music's all about. No, I've told you, we just talked about Lou Reed. Later, maybe we'll talk about the Beatles. Who knows? Who knows? We know so much about music. Yeah. Let's quickly introduce the little gang here before we get onto some more new music, and then we can get the show started. But obviously, this first link's got to be short. People very impatient. Harry.
Hello. Yeah, my name's Harry. I work in a bank, but on Sundays I come here and do this.
Tiny Dan.
I'm Tiny Dan. I'm very small. I used to live with you. Regular listeners will know that.
Yeah.
I moved away. My life's got much better.
Sammy, you're from the north.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Anything else?
I'm excited about chocolate.
Pretty grim up there, I imagine, is it?
Unpleasant, but I still made it here for you, Stephen.
Thank you very much indeed. All right, I've got to tell you about my own weather adventures after we've heard from Fuego. From their forthcoming album Red of Tooth and Claw, which is out on March 31st, that's Murder by Death and a track called Fuego. It's Steve Sherby's Six Music with me, Steve Merchant, my little gang here. Harry was just imparting some useful pub trivia there, and we ought to share that with listeners. That's exactly what the show's about.
Yeah, well, weather's obviously quite bad. A lot of people frustrated. It's Easter. A lot of people want to be out doing stuff. It's a very early Easter this year. It's not been this early. Last time it was this early was 85 years ago.
Ooh, interesting fact one. 85 years ago.
And
Note
it
made.
won't be this early again.
Go on.
For now then, it's either 200 or 900 years.
A lot of people would love that information to be factually accurate, so it's now that's nothing. That's not
Shall
useful
we
at all.
say 900 years, because that sounds more dramatic and exciting?
Well, we can do, but is it factually accurate? Otherwise, this is just pointless. This is just words.
Well, it's one or the other. 200 or 900.
And how is it calculated? Why is it only going to be in 900 years' time?
You see, now it's the first. Am I right in saying this, Jude? It's the first Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Oh, well, in that case, it's 900 years. I just worked it out in my head.
There you go. Dan's just worked it out.
Yeah.
But isn't it just to do with when JC kind of got done and then got up again?
Steve.
I thought it was just. Is it not the same every year?
It's Easter, man. We've had a year to read up on Easter.
I genuinely didn't realise it wasn't the same every year.
He's had more than 30 years to realise this.
No, it can be between March 22nd and April 25th.
What?
So this is almost as early as it could possibly be.
Since when?
It's the rules of Easter. I don't make them up, Steve. Don't blame me.
I didn't know anything about this.
You never
Why was I
noticed
informed?
that it's not the same day every year.
I'm just too busy eating chocolate. I'm just covered in chocolate like a shark. I'm just sat in a nappy with chocolate running down my face.
Yes, I can vouch for that.
Yeah. So I really didn't know that. I just so many interesting things about dates that I wasn't aware of. I've never been very good with dates. What's that other thing about 30 days, half September and October, and then some in November?
Just do it on your knuckles, it's much easier.
Go on.
Well, if you put your left hand out and look at your knuckles, if you look at your fist straight on, the ones that are up are 31 days and the ones that are down are 30. And once you get to the end, you go back to the start again. Because 2 months next to each other have 31 days. My mum taught me the knuckle trick.
Right, hang on. I'm still confused. I'm looking at my hand. I'm seeing some
Right.
knuckles. I'm seeing 4 knuckles. Am I ignoring the thumb?
Yeah, just tuck your thumb away. So,
Okay.
knuckle 1, January, February, March, April, May, June, July.
Hang on,
Back
whoa,
to
stop that.
August.
Slow down. I was looking at my own hand, just transfixed at my knuckles, and you were busy talking. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, I just need to, because there could be young children out there. We've got a lot of young listeners. Get your hand, or
Left
the hand
hand,
of an
left
elderly
hand,
relative.
fist of left hand.
Yes. Does it have to be left?
Yes.
Okay.
Jude's doing all that right and shaking her head.
What if you're
Oh, I
right-handed?
can't do it that way. I've only learnt on my left.
So I start with top knuckle, first knuckle.
First knuckle, like you're reading backwards.
Oh, hang on, wait a minute. So you're starting with the knuckle nearest the thumb.
Index finger
You didn't
knuckle.
mention that. Didn't mention that. See, that's it. This is a.
I mean,
so
you can do it either way, because you have got 4 knuckles.
hang on, shut up, Sammy. You do not know what you're talking about. Jude, you seem like a smart and intelligent woman who knows all about Easter and knuckles.
So put your finger on your first knuckle.
Yes.
January.
Right.
31 days.
Why is it 31?
Because
It's higher.
you know that there's 31 days in January.
Do I?
There isn't a reason why, but this is how you work out whether it's 31 or not.
But how do I remember?
January 31.
But wait, how do I remember that there's 31 on that first knuckle? What if I thought it was...
January.
It correlates with the first month of the year.
So I've
First
only got to
knuckle,
remember
first
that
month.
January's got 31, as long as I remember that.
Or the up is 31
And it's January.
the down is less than 31. So January
31.
up, 31. In the gap between February, less than that,
What do you mean less than that? I need the specifics. What do you mean less than
February's
it?
28.
Right.
Apart
29
from
on
this
a leap.
year, obviously.
Apart from this year.
What? What do you mean 29 on a leap?
Oh, for goodness
Oh no, I know that, of course. But I don't. But hang on. So hang on. Are all the ones that? Shut up a sec. Shut up. Let me ask you a question. Are all the ones that are down? Are they all the same number?
Yes.
No,
Well, other than
other than
February.
February.
All the up ones are definitely 31. The down ones,
They
apart
vary.
from February, are all
28.
30.
This does not help me
Can
at
I make
all.
a suggestion?
Tiny
Just
Dan.
buy yourself the Hollyoaks calendar. All the information you need is on there. It's got Easter, it's got 31 days, 29 days, all that info. It's got Maundy Thursday.
It's got all that information.
Yom Kippur, it's all on there. Just do that.
See, my problem is I've got quite a pudgy fist, and you can't really work out where the knuckles are.
You don't have any knuckles, do you?
So I just average out all the months at 30.08 days. And it works like that.
Chaos. Your life is chaos.
Okay, good. Well, I think that's been of some help to people. We've cracked Easter. let's never forget the true meaning of Easter, which we've discovered is something to do with knuckles.
Yeah.
Tiny Dan, it's your musical choice.
Oh,
Go
yes.
for it.
What's our policy on dance music, Steve?
We love it.
Do we?
Only if it's good.
I'm not sure because I think I'm going to get battered for this.
Yep.
What's already been dubbed the song that tore the Steve show apart.
Really?
It's straightforward dance music. I'm not going to lie.
Straightforward dance music.
When I chose it, I thought spring will be in the air. This is a very uplifting track, and it's snowing, so it's completely inappropriate. But I think we should play it anyway. It's Bugs in the Attic.
Okay.
2 years ago, and it's called Once Twice.
Thank you very much indeed. Tiny Dan's musical choice on this week's Steve Show. What was it again now?
It's Bugs in the Attic and Once Twice, and it has torn the Steve Show apart, of course. Dance music, we don't normally listen to it, and I've written down on these pieces of paper what I think everyone's going to have thought about it.
Okay, great.
That is what I think Harry will have thought about it. Worst song ever. How
let's
close was I?
just check.
I quite enjoyed it.
What?
Oh.
But I will go back to my point that I made before. It sounded like the sort of music they play in a fancy pub where you go in and ask for a Sunday roast, and it's just ridiculous and it's not good, and people have got silly haircuts.
Probably fair, actually. Surprising though, he gave it some time. George, producer Jude, I'm actually angry. Get out. Is that close to what you felt about it?
No, I quite enjoyed it. I thought it
Really?
was quite mellow.
Oh, right.
It was warm.
I'm miles over.
You don't know us at all, do you? No. You tiny, tiny, pathetic little man. What did Sammy make of it?
Sammy made of it, my feet liked it, my head is less sure.
Go on.
Do you know, I'd say almost on the mark. My feet moved. My head thinks I'm in a swanky wine bar and I should get out.
I
about the big
redeemed
man?
myself. So this is the this is the decider. I've put down that Steve was too drunk to form an opinion.
Absolutely right.
Was I?
You're
So
absolutely
2-all.
right.
I got 2-all.
You can barely hear it in my voice.
Yeah.
That's the extraordinary thing about me and booze. You shouldn't run a desk when you're pie-eyed. Don't worry. I had a little bit of crack just to keep me away.
Take the edge off it.
We're going to take the edge off. We got some Saint Etienne after this.
New music. Six Music.
Hear tasty new offerings.
On their 1992 album So Tough, that's Saint Etienne, of course, and You're in a Bad Way. Steve Show, BBC Six Music with me, Steve Merchant. Everyone loves the bank holiday, don't they? British people. We always want to suck it dry of every bit of marrow, every bit of bank holiday marrow. We want to drain at the very core of bank holiday. And to that end, I said to the gang, me and my pals, you know, Velma, Fred, Scooby, the rest of them, I said, France, that's where we should be going. Yesterday, Saturday. Got to be back for the show, obviously, Sunday. We'll just do a quick day trip over to France on the ferry. You know, it's always fun, isn't it? And pop in the old motor, pick up some booze, you know, cheap on the slice. Some of those.
Avoid the tax.
Avoid the tax, you know it. High five. Mr. Brown and the bloke who's the Chancellor. Oh, sticking it to the man. And also pick up some of those tiny little bottles of French beer, you know, get sort of 400 for a £5 or whatever. I thought, why not? I thought, you know, I know all about this. I've been over there with the folks. I know how it works. Just drive down, not a problem. Straight on the ferry, bish bash bosh. Straight up to the nicest of the swankiest eateries on that place. Straight in there, because you've got to hurry up there, because there's only a few tables. You've got to get straight in, quick, fast. I know how it works. Boom, in there. Yeah, full English, please. Everyone else will have one. Oh, I'll tell you this. You're fine having the full English before you've set off. It was a bit choppy. Didn't realise it was going to be a bit choppy yesterday. Oh, man alive, that was grim.
Eggs playing up.
Oh, everything was playing up. It was swishing around. Had to have a bit of a sit down. Would have had a lie down, but it didn't seem appropriate. And so it was a bit. But I thought, don't worry, it's fine. Don't worry, we're all right. Off the other, it's really quick, isn't it? The ferry off the other side. Thought, yeah, there's plenty of time to go to your hypermarket and get your booze and stuff. But I wasn't aiming for the hypermarket, so I thought I've looked up online, The Guardian and whatever. There's lots of sophisticated wine shops in and around Calais. You don't want to go with all the plebs. You want to get the good stuff, right? Cheap on the sly, right? But listen. No time. We've got plenty of time for that, right? Let's go off. Let's just see some of the beautiful area around Calais, you know.
Is this going to end up like that episode of Terry and June? It is going
I don't know which one you mean. Is the vicar going to come round and I'm going to embarrass myself and my boss?
Yeah, and afterwards he's going to pretty much miss his ferry home.
Is that what happened in Terry and June?
Yeah.
Well, it's not entirely what happened.
Sounds like it's going to be similar.
It's so along similar lines.
Let's keep going. Let's see how it pans out.
Maybe it's a two-parter. You can come back next week. No, it's really not time for that. But certainly a deck chair did collapse at one point. So scooting off, go to a little seafood restaurant. To be honest with you, I don't know what the fish was I had. I do not know what it was. It was covered in so much sauce, so much silly French sauce, that I do not know what I ate. But it could have been a piece of meat, for all I know. I ordered fish, it could have been meat. I was a little bit disappointed. It was a bit too blowy to be walking along any kind of promenade as well, to be honest. It was a bit too... It was bitter out there. I don't know whether you knew what it was like, what the weather's been like this weekend. It's crazy. It's the same in France.
Really?
I wouldn't believe it.
Imagine it being blinding hot.
Because I've seen these pictures of Saint-Tropez, Brigitte Bardot.
I've seen the Clio adverts.
Exactly. Ooh la la, I thought. No, it's almost exactly the same. It's biting. It's absolutely biting. Should have bought some gloves. Didn't. It was my own fault. So, driving back towards Calais, now I'm thinking this perhaps hasn't panned out as well as I'd liked. It's alright, we'll pick up the booze. Oh, hang on a minute. We might miss the ferry. What we'll do is we'll phone ahead. We'll just get on the next ferry. Ding dong.
Clever.
Right? So we're in there just looking for the wine shops. Phone up there. Oh, hang on a minute. The port of Calais has been shut. The port of Calais has been closed. 7 o'clock in the evening. Steve, you ain't going home, right? I'm thinking, now, obviously, you know my first concern, Six Music, right? I've got new music to bring to the Six Music listeners. I'm a pretty generous guy. I would have just, I'd happily bought a tent, pitched, in and around the port from a friend's, me pop to perhaps the top, 5-star B&B or something. But no, I was thinking about Six Music. How do I get back? I want to make sure the listeners get the new music. So I'm a bit panicky. Sat in the queue. I'm thinking, what do I do? Right. Of course, what's so frustrating is I've hot-footed it straight to the port as soon as I got this information. I've not picked up the booze, not picked up any booze or tiny beers, thinking there's still got to be time for that, surely. Then I'm getting panicky because I'm thinking, what if the port's closed all night? I don't know what's going to happen, right? So, hang on a minute. I've heard of the Eurotunnel, right? I don't know if you've heard of this, right? Yeah, it's often known commonly as the Channel. Okay, because it's a tunnel, it goes underneath the channel.
Under the sea.
Under the sea. Amazing, isn't it? It's like the future, right? I'm thinking, I've earned a bit of quids. I can, I don't mind springing for that, right? Get the old motor on there. Come on, ding dong, right? So I cruise around there. I sort of hot-foot it round there. Get in the queue for that, right? Get up there. I say, yeah, I'd like one for the channel, please. He saw me coming. Right, is the port closed? I went, yeah. He went, no problem. 145 quid. 140? What do you mean, 145 quid. If a man in France, if a Frenchman had told you to pay 145 quid to get across back home to Blighty, you'd have been up in arms.
It's what you've got to pay.
What do you mean it's not how I've got to pay? It was only a tenner on the ferry.
It's his tunnel. If you want to go in his tunnel, you've got to pay what he says.
I will not pay. I do not want to pay £145 to go in a Frenchman's tunnel. That is absurd. So anyway, got back. Thankfully, got back. That's why I'm able to bring you this new music this afternoon. But at a cost of 145 quid, no bottles of wine, no tiny little French beers. So I don't know who's had the last laugh there. Frenchie is who?
Yeah,
isn't it?
I really don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you hadn't already gazumped